No, let's talk to Doug Holtz-Eakin about this. Doug, the American Action Forum president, former Congressional Budget Office director. You know, we can talk about all the numbers we want. The political reality in Washington seems to be that we're not getting stimulus anytime soon, right? Or relief, or whatever you want to call it, before the election. But do you agree with the two gentlemen today, Jay Powell, Steve Mnuchin, that it's still needed?
Yeah, I think they made the case that you need targeted relief in certain parts of the economy. And certainly, Secretary Mnuchin mentioned the aid to schools and getting the schools reopened. There's a lot of money that could be used for PPE, for testing, for modifications to schoolrooms, and that would be helpful. Some of the Senate provisions included the same kind of assistance to businesses if they have to modify their workspaces so employees can come back safely and customers can shop safely. So there are some things that the Congress could do that can help boost the recovery even more. But this is not a situation where simply writing a big check, the $3 trillion HEROES Act, is really the right thing to do. You got to figure out what is your strategy and then execute on it. But as you pointed out, not much is looking like it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's almost a foregone conclusion now, especially what we've seen the last few days, that we're not getting there. Please tell me, though, that at the very least they'll be able to avoid shutting down the government. What do you think?
I think they will. That appears to be on a completely separate track. The continuing resolution is something that the administration and Speaker Pelosi in particular agreed a while back should go through in a, quote, clean fashion, that is, no other provisions riding on it. There are really only a couple of pieces of disagreement. One is, what's the end date? So how short is short? And they seem to have settled on early in December. And then, are we going to put more money into the Commodity Credit Corporation to assist farmers? That's a big sticking point at the moment.
Let's talk about health care for a minute. You wrote about it today. There's been a lot of talk about it since the death of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, because it looks like Democrats are going to make this a big issue, bigger than it already had been in the campaign. There's a health care related case set to go before the Supreme Court shortly after the election. So the future of Obamacare, or the Affordable Care Act, seems to be, up for discussion or debate again. How do you think it all plays out?
Well, I think it's amazing. Here we again are talking about this law. It's been a decade, and we're still talking about the future of the Affordable Care Act. To me, all the attention focusing on likely replacements for Ruth Bader Ginsburg and their attitudes toward the Affordable Care Act really misses the point. I think the key is the U.S. Senate. If the law is somehow struck down, there will have to be some replacement provisions. And if Republicans control the Senate, they will have some say in what those look like. And they'll have to negotiate with Democrats to get it done. And that'll be a hard work. But, that's a key piece of it. If somehow Democrats take over the Senate, then you're going to get the Affordable Care Act on steroids back. I mean, so there's really no scenario in which the law doesn't get changed if it gets struck down. I mean, it could come back in small pieces or come back in very big form. And it really depends on the Senate. That's the key race.
So your larger point then is that control of the Senate is more important, if this is your priority, than the next Supreme Court nominee. And that's interesting because there's been a lot of talk the last couple of days that maybe Republicans are willing to pay a political price, hypothetically, for getting their Supreme Court nominee through. But you're saying it wouldn't be worth it if that price was control of the Senate?
If you care only about health care and the Affordable Care Act in particular, that seems like the wrong focus. It's the Senate that matters, not the Supreme Court. If you want a Supreme Court with more conservative justices for many, many years to come, then that's the right focus. And those are just two very different questions.
Right. It's a much broader question when you're talking about the Supreme Court rather than just health care. But in the short term, though, if you want to get something through, you have to have the Senate in your control. And the criticism of the Republicans, quite frankly, the last few years, and the president, is that there just hasn't been a plan. The president said, I'll have a plan in a few weeks. I'll have a plan. Even today, Kayleigh McEnany said it. And there hasn't been a plan.
And we're hearing rumors yet again that there will be more executive orders on health care that will be rolled out this week, perhaps Thursday at an event in North Carolina. I look forward to that eagerly to see what those might be. But I think the reality is there was a huge missed opportunity early in his presidency with the failure to get a genuine repeal and replace of the Affordable Care Act through. Since then, there's been no chance to do anything legislatively, and that's really what you need in this situation. You need legislative action that gets a bill to the president to sign.
That seems like so long ago, that battle we had. Doug, thank you. It's always good to see you. Douglas Holtz-Eakin.